Welcome back to the channel, guys. Steven Gerrard. Let's talk about him. Official talks are set to ongoing now about a potential return, and the more and more I think about it, it's the manager I want to see take over our famous football club. Steven Gerrard just is the right man for the job. I have a real gut feeling about it, and a moment in time where I feel that we are in the dirt. He's already taken us from the dirt before and reinstated us as the champions of Scotland before, and already we've seen massive amounts of improvement within our football team when he joined. When we were arguably probably in a worse off position, in fact we were in a worse off position in 2018, and we didn't really have the most amount of money. Been out of Europe for so long, and he reinstated the standards of our football club, really understood it, really got it, and took us back to the top. But let's go through what's being currently said right now about Steven Gerrard and Rangers. I'm interested to see what your thoughts and opinions are down there in the comment section below as well. But let's jump over to X and go over the latest with regard to Steven Gerrard. So yes, this is the sort of breaking news with regard to Sky Sports. Let's have a little listen to what they're saying.
Hi there, welcome along to Lunchtime Live. Potentially big news coming out of Scotland this, so let's get straight to Ibrox and join Gordon Duncan. Gordon, what do we know?
Yeah, as you say, a significant step, it looks like, in the search for the next Rangers manager, for Russell Martin's successor. And it is that talks with Steven Gerrard over what would be a sensational return are due to take place this week. We revealed on Sky Sports News last night Rangers wanted those discussions. We also revealed that Steven Gerrard was willing to have them. So the next step was likely to follow, that there would be an arrangement in place to get the two parties together. And it looks like that will be the case. Of course, nothing is ever straightforward in football. It doesn't mean that this is straightforward. It doesn't mean it is automatic, because although Steven Gerrard is available and is out of work, he's reportedly settled in the Middle East with his family. Of course, like any manager, he would have to be assured that this is the right project for him. Rangers are some way off the pace in the league. They've lost their opening two Europa League games as well. There is a whole world of negativity surrounding the club at the moment, given the way the season has started. So Rangers American ownership group, they're believed to be leading the search for the next manager, and that search appears to be taking them into talks with Steven Gerrard.
So yeah, a lot of different pieces that needs to be fixed with regard to Stevie. Look, the situation, as you just heard, Bear, of course, living in the Middle East. I mean, this is one of those, I suppose, logistical problems that people have. I mean, a lot of people, of course, have left the UK for personal reasons, moved to a more sunnier lifestyle, tax-free sort of lifestyle. And of course, with Al Ettifaq, I'm not too sure how it works from their sort of thing, the money that he made over there in Saudi Arabia, what that means for him now returning back to the UK to work. So there's a lot of sort of tax issues that are at play here. And then, of course, we got to see. But one thing that does make me slightly happier is that we're under a new regime. We're not skin-toed anymore. I remember in the summer after winning our title, we had a board full of dinosaurs. They didn't back him. He wanted Joey Veerman in. He wanted Xavi Simons in. He wanted these other players in, was left with sort of other players that he didn't necessarily want. But I do feel with this sort of management, the people that are running the football club right now, we've got a group here that are football people. They know what they're kind of doing, although they've made a horrendous decision at the start of the season with Russell Martin. But they're not skint. They will be able to give him the backing and actually create a team that's competitive. And I like many of you, watched the Rio Ferdinand podcast with him yesterday and stated that he would go back into management. And he's identified, he's took a step away after his jobs with Villa and Al Ettifaq and understood that he's a manager, right? And he needs to have the right people around him to get the best out of what he can do. And he's currently, well, at the time of recording that podcast, he was there assembling a team in the background of trying to get the right people. He said at Rangers he had it down to a T, had the right people in the right positions, and was able to go out there and really have a good influence on a football team, and we've seen that. He also spoke about a team that he wants to go to is to go on and win, a team that would go on and win. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I just watched this. If you want an emotional watch, give this a listen to. Fix You, the emotional music there in the background. I gave it a watch, and I did shed a tear as I came onto the live stream, but I can't share it with you now because of copyright issues due to Coldplay. But that was the understanding of what we had from last night. But going through Twitter as well, this was a good point.
But what I won't do, I won't be one of these managers that goes on about a philosophy and talks and talks and talks. I think it's important to walk the walk. The supporters will see very, very clearly from the off what we're trying to get into the team and what we're trying to get out of the players. So there'll be a time and a place to talk in detail about a philosophy, but the most important thing is that we win football matches. That's what you have to do when you're part of this football club.
He just gets it, does Steven Gerrard. He just completely gets it. I mean, that was funny as well.
It's fucking mushroom. Celtic fan. We fucking love Rangers.
Say hello, Debbie. Say hello, Debbie.
Fuck Debbie. I love Rangers. I'm interested in Debbie.
Let's see what else we've got with regard to Steven Gerrard. Look, that's it right now in terms of what it's all about. But look, listen, it's going to be something really special if he comes. I think Steven Gerrard just has that aura about him that we've not had before because, well, Rangers are a huge institution. He's someone that completely understood it and completely got it. But he also has that aura. I feel like some of the managers that we've had, apart from sort of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, didn't carry aura that Steven Gerrard did. The thing with Hamza Egerman that faked an injury to not come onto the park. Again, I don't think that would happen under a Steven Gerrard. I can imagine in a world where Hamza Egerman is saying to Steven Gerrard, I'm not coming on to play a football pitch, because his word matters. If Steven Gerrard says that you're a shit person and a shit player and an unprofessional player, then that holds weight rather than something with Russell Martin. I just don't think people will be pulling off that with Steven Gerrard in place. He holds the aura, and I'm really interested to see if this one actually happens. I'm interested to see in the live chat if you guys want it to happen. Rio Ferdinand said on TalkSport this morning, Rio Ferdinand believes Steven Gerrard would return to Rangers if handed the chance. He said, he never said this to me, but I personally think the energy that I felt in that room, that if Rangers came calling, Gerrard would go there for at least to have a conversation. And he is going to have that conversation. So it is going to be happening. So we'll see in due course. But that's kind of all we've really got. But a lot of fans obviously excited about the prospect of having Steven Gerrard come back to Ibrox. And to be fair, it's the last time. I mean, I think I watched every single press conference with Steven Gerrard before, and I absolutely loved what he was all about. He really got this football club, and there's not many people that do get the football club like Steven Gerrard, and he was always great to listen to. So I'll be interested and glad to be able to watch press conferences again, because he's not dull. He's actually really good to listen to. Sharpie Staunch says, let's just get behind him and bring the good times back. Facts. I think Steven Gerrard is a class act, says William Noble. He also said he had unfinished business. He's talking about Rangers. Don't do that to me, Harry. Don't do that to me. Paul says Gerrard wanted Veerman and got Bakuna. Exactly. So if we've got a regime here now that's able to back. So the players that he identified all the way back in the summer of 2021, which we missed out on. Imagine if he was able to get those players. We'd probably be dominating Scottish football right now under Steven Gerrard. But, you know, our board that we had there were negligent at the wheel. They were negligent at the wheel. And they fell asleep at the wheel. Alan says, I watched it, Rio Gerrard talk. Not once did they say to come back to Rangers. He did say that if the right club came along, as the right time to go. Yeah, fair, he didn't say that. Just back. Have you watched Rio's podcast last night? I did watch it. It was a good watch. I'm interested to see if anyone isn't in favour of Steven Gerrard returning. I'm interested to see if anyone's not interested in Steven Gerrard returning, or do you think we should be barking up another tree? It was a joke. He was joking, Jilly. He was joking. Dick Campbell. No, we're not going to have Dick Campbell as the manager, obviously. Paul said Gerrard never threw any of his players under the bus. He protected the players after a bad result. I think with Nico Raskin, by the way, I think is going to be really good. I think Nico Raskin is a player that will go to another level under Steven Gerrard's management. I genuinely do believe that. Lulu says, I personally would love Gattuso, but Gattuso's got such a failure of a managerial career. Like, take away the fact that he played for Rangers as a Milan legend, but let's be honest, he hasn't really done anything as a manager. I think he's at his like 10th club. He had a managerial career at Sion, Palmero, Crete, Pisa, AC Milan, Napoli somehow, then Valencia, but stunk the place out of all of those jobs. Marseille for a year, then went to Hajduk Split for a year, then went to Italy. So he's got a bit of a buoyant managerial career. In my personal opinion, I don't think that would be a good fit for a team such as Glasgow Rangers. In all honesty. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion with regard to it. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on the breaking news that Rangers have entered talks with Steven Gerrard. Is he your main pick, or would you rather see somebody else join the football club? I'm eager to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll keep you up to date as this story develops. Take care.